Autobots, transform!
Hello everybody, welcome to George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformer fan, and I'm getting to another review that I kind of left out last year. So if I can get it in frame, we'll take a look at the box together. There is some artwork for Trypticon on the box. It is some very nice artwork. There is 6-Shot, I believe that guy is Overlord. I don't know who that little guy is with his back turned to us. And there's some type of battle going on, even though I don't see who they're fighting. There is a shot of the toy. Price it regular retails at $139.99. I got it for $49.99 at Ollie's. Here is the back of his package, and you can see a couple Autobots over there. I think it's Broadside and Hot Rod and Overlord connected in base mode and the various modes of this figure. Now to get Trypticon open. I've been wanting to get to this thing for a while, but as my man cave slowly comes together, I'm opening up toys and putting them on the shelf. I recently did a little man cave review that I need to upload, showing the progress of it. It goes beyond that now, but anyway, here he is in his packaging. His legs are unassembled. He's turned to the side. He's kind of just stuffed in there, and here's some type of chalky film on my figure, and I'm going to get him out of his box. I believe I got all the ties off. Here is the main body, and it is gigantic. Here are his giant legs. I've already heard about all the problems with the legs and the replacement. Like, this thing's been out for a while. I'm just not getting to it. Both of his legs, and I don't see anything else in the box. I don't even see. Oh, the instructions are behind the cardboard. Here's his instruction and little file card booklet and sticker sheet, just like the old days. All right, now to try to get this leg assembled, figure slots onto this little piece here. Took a quick look at it, snapped it in there, and if I'm doing this correctly. All right, I figured out what I did by accident. You gotta like get this on an angle to go underneath this clip, this little clip here, and slide in. Okay, now got the legs on. I'm gonna try to get this guy stood up. If I can, turn him over. This little piece slid out. I don't know if it's supposed to be out. Open up his toes. I know you probably can't see a lot of this, and I might just reshoot it. Open up these. Okay, so I had to get up because it's just too big. I thought maybe I could squeeze it in, but no. So now to finish this thing off, rotate these towers up and rotate the head around. Bring the head down. Put the towers down in the back. Unfold his arms. And that's pretty much it. He's a dino. Here he is. And one thing while I was coming around and getting it set up to come back here, this car on the door, full tilt, my door won't stay closed. A friend of mine said he had the same problem, and I was hoping maybe it was just his, but it's mine too. And it's like just a friction thing, and it won't stay in there. And I know full tilt comes off. And then well, it stayed closed when I did it earlier, but it's not staying closed at all. And it's just a hinge at the bottom. Down here, where it opens and closes, there's no peg at the top, which is like incredibly stupid. Like, why is it no peg there? That sucks immediately. That's the first thing that sucked. Then when I was trying to stand them up, the joints kept collapsing. I heard about people having over tight joints, but my joints are loose, and the main body so heavy, it seemed like they would have went out of their way to make sure these joints were strong. But again, I know some people have made videos where they're too strong and they had to loosen them up. Maybe I have to do the reverse and tighten mine up. So I got him standing, I think, as tall as he will stand. I think I do. The tail flexes a little bit. allow you to get him, maybe, yeah, okay. Now I got him as tall as I can stand, as he can stand. So, and I did this so I can go ahead and get this out of the way. This is pretty much tall as he stands, and the upright man in the Godzilla. This is as tall as I can get him to stand. So I'm bringing Fortress Maximus, because I don't have Metroplex. I'm meaning to get Metroplex. So this is how he scales with Fortress Maximus at his fullest height. So it's not like he's less plastic. With all this tail, if he was actually standing on this thing like heels or something, he would be his height. It's probably the same amount of mass, maybe a little bit more, because this guy is beefy. So I see what they did. They used pretty much the same amount of plastic. It just came out differently because he's a dinosaur with a tail. Okay, back to this guy. He's already collapsing down. And you can get him in a proper, what I call a proper dinosaur stance, with the legs crouched a little bit. Anatomically correct dinosaur stance. Atomically, or whatever, how you say it. Alright, you can get him crouched and he will support his tail in the air. If I got it. A little bit more. Okay, you can get him in a little crouching standard dinosaur position, how science said they actually walked and stood with their tail lifted in the air, and there's his knee joint collapsing on me. But he's still standing up, still got his tail in the air, and he can swing it in the fight, which is really cool. He actually has a lot of articulation. Let me get him back up. And then it's just a lot of soft joints. And I do know sometimes when you have a large toy like this, and I'm not saying this is why, when you have a large toy like this, they have to put certain safety standards in there in case it falls over on a child. Maybe it's just designed to crumple, so a small child doesn't take that much damage when it falls over. And that's just me speculating. I don't know. I don't do safety regulations, but I've read a few things about them. So anyway, here's Trypticon, and I'm going to do his articulation in this mode. Turn him to the camera. Yeah, that's a difficult review. I'm gonna start with his head, his mouth. He can look up because of the transformation. He holds this position when he's transformed. He looks straight up, but once you get it down, it's not going anything past that. You can open his mouth for a chomping action. And his head, you gotta lift these towers up. And again, the transformation, he can look left and right. It'll 360 actually. But that's like the transformation, but it's there. Coming to his arms, they 360. Both of them, you can get them up on his hinge, get them out to the side like this. He has an elbow bend. It's not much coming out of that elbow bend. I guess he doesn't really need much. And he has a wrist articulation, goes up and down. His claws open, both claws open. The bottom goes down and up, and the top goes up and down. And he could have benefited from some wrist articulation, because he can't turn it this way. He's just stuck like this. And it would be nice to get him to turn it sideways to hold an Autobot or a Titan or something, speaking of which. He's just got to kind of crush it sideways. Yeah, he's not holding that. Yeah, and the bottom claw is super soft. Maybe I can bring the top down to compensate. Nope, not in that hand. He won't hold it in that hand. Yeah, the joints are weak on this guy. When you get a big guy like this, you want to do stuff like this. I want to hold a larger Autobot. If I can, maybe pinch one by the leg, a deluxe class. Well, that's that. Coming down, he has no waist articulation. If he does, they fool me, because it's one solid chamber, a piece right here. Coming down to his leg. His legs, they come in and out like that, which is cool because his feet has hinge in there, and they can stay flat to the ground when he gets a wider stance, but I'm not getting to that yet. I haven't come to that yet. Get his leg this far forward, and he can hold it this far back, and again, he's holding it. Bends at the knee this much, and coming down to his foot, he has that rock rise I already showed you, and he has a big toe articulation. This thing is hard as heck to get in. Has that big toe articulation right there. Okay, and a little bit more, I don't know if it officially counts as articulation. You can move the little toe things. I think that's actually purposed in other modes, but that's there. And you could take the tail I did earlier and lift up on it to get it off the ground a little bit more. A little hinge, so that's articulation on that. And a lot of people don't like the stumpiness of the tail, but that's how it was in the G1. They even got like some false wheels like the G1. But you can take a ramp in city mode and place it down here, and then he has a full tail. But if you pick it up, it's gonna sag down. So if it's just sitting on the shelf, you can do him dragging the full tail on the ground. I think every large dinosaur is Godzilla. So that is that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy into his spaceship mode. So close this up. Stand his head up. Lift these towers up. Believe it. Yeah. Rotate this around. Tuck his arms in. And it's pretty simple. He's just folded up and laying down. There's nothing spectacular going on. Unhinge his legs, and then gotta move this out of the way and move it up to this higher compartment, exact same like compartment. Get it in there. Same thing on this side. Lift this up. Oh, you're supposed to release it with this little trigger, and I didn't do that, but man, I could have broke it. Yeah, you use the trigger to release it. I totally forgot. I mentioned it a second ago. Pull the tail up, and at this point, you open these pads. This one fell open. Open this up, and open. I'm supposed to lift this up. No, open it up. Oh, it fell open. And retract the legs. I'm getting it all in. Let me see. Open these wings up. These cannons, I believe, go forward like in attack mode. I don't know if these legs actually tab. Okay, so the final thing you do is there's a peg right here. You can see it. And there's a peg on his foot, and you just peg it into the side so it doesn't sag down. And then you bring the toes forward, and it fits right in there. And then anything other than that is like an aesthetic choice of your own. You can angle the wings on the box. The wings are angled. These teeny tiny wings sort of remind you of Super God Genrai when he's flying around with those little bitty wings. I wish they made a third-party wing to make it look better, because this is an excellent battleship mode. Oh, and you got to open these up, bring them down, and this is pretty much it. And it has like, I don't know if it's coincidentally, but it has a little piece underneath where you can fly this thing around. And in this mode, you can actually have full tilt, pilot the ship, and get him free. This is full tilt time. Okay, switching my focus to full tilt for a second. Here he is in vehicle mode. He has a couple little grayish, purplish paint apps. Just gonna say gray, and the purple's bleeding through. Paint apps right here in this mode. You see where the plastic is a couple different colors. Turning him over. It's a little silver down there, I guess, for his robot mode. And he looks like the Batman Tumbler a little bit. Rolls excellent. I believe he's a deluxe scale figure. Okay, and also you could just lift up this canopy and it reveals the driver inside. There's some molded in detail. Here is the pilot. I believe his name is Necro, and I think his head is turned to the side. And there's absolutely no paint apps on his face. You got to be shitting me. On the Headmaster or Titan Master, there's paint, but they didn't give him a mouthpiece, silver, or a red visor, or nothing. Nothing on his chest, no tiny Decepticon logo. That kind of sucks. Or maybe it's in a sticker sheet or something. I don't know, but that kind of sucks. Here's the little guy. Get him up here on the peg for now. And there are pegs all over Trypticon. So anyway, take this gun off, pop these tabs down, open up the reverse of the legs. I think I'm doing this correctly. He's like the Combiner Wars figures transformation. Unhinge this top part, or maybe and this down and back. Oh, that's the back of this guy. Oh, here's the front. Okay. Bring the arms down there on a giant ball hinge. Unlock the hands. Unhinge the hands. I heard a lot of people say his arms are really stubby. They don't look that stubby. And I guess I accidentally morphed this crotch piece. Snaps in there. Then you take Necro. I believe that's his name. If not, I'll put the correct name at the bottom of the screen. It should have been full, and this guy tilt, and they made full tilt. But anyway, port that in there, straighten up the head. And here is this guy. And he can hold the laser blaster just fine. He has the same hand peg as all the deluxe class figures. They can all hold each other's gun. But it looks pretty cool. I mean, he's super purpled out. He has a little bit of gray here, some silver here, and then the face paint I just pointed out a minute ago. They could hit the mouth guard with some silver too. Maybe I will. But man, there's not a lot breaking up this guy's purple. In my camera monitor, he looks a totally different purple than he does in front of me, which is weird. I wonder once I watch it back, will it look like the same purple that I'm recording? There's the back of the guy. They covered up all his hollow parts pretty good. Only really hollowing he has is right here in the forearm, a little bit in the leg, but that's to be expected. So go over this guy's articulation. His head 360s, which is amazing because he pegs in at that tiny head. He can look, well, not really. He can side to side. Not really. Okay, he can look down a little bit and up a little bit. Has a little bit in there. A giant ball joint there. It hinges in, out, up, back, forth on that ball joint. And 360s. He has a bicep swivel, which is incredible with his little stubby arms. Has an elbow bend right there. And nothing at the arm other than a fold up for transformation, which he's not doing. Oh, there he is. He wasn't cooperating. Coming out to his waist, there's nothing at his waist, but I think they could have cut it and put something at his waist. They just said forget it. Legs come out this far. All these guys could do splits, front, back, upper thigh cut, knee bend, and nothing at the foot. He's just wearing this giant ass boot. So that is it for that. And the whole reason I really jumped to this guy is to get him in the piloting portion of the spaceship. I'm gonna bring this closer and open this up, and it's sort of like the little troops can go in here, even though he's like giant size, he can't, but maybe the little Tight Master guys can run up in there. And see, I got Ultra Magnus handy. I think it's Ultra Magnus. I know it goes to Ultra Magnus. I can't remember his name. And the troops can run up in the little thing. So I'll get him into a seated position, collapse his arms in like this, and sort of kind of squeeze him up into like the little seat position. Close it down, and if you can see him in there where full tilt is piloting the starship, which is a pretty cool touch. Makes me wish they had it a little bit clearer. I hope he's coming across in there, but that's really, really sweet. So yeah, you can also, if you want to see a little bit more of this guy, you can open this panel and fully see him sitting in there. Again, very cool. Okay, so real quick before I move on, here he is side by side with his G1 incarnation, and this is like his fortress mode. He might have been a starship, and this is his spaceship mode. So all right, they're both in spaceship mode. You see the differences and the similarities. Okay, I'm gonna move the G1 out to the side, and before I get them out of this mode, I don't know if I mentioned you can extend these cannons. I think this is the only mode where they're meant to be extended in. I'm not sure. Again, up and down. So to transform Trypticon out of this into his city mode from this mode, it's fairly simple. I'm gonna fold this cannon down, let the front ramp down. I think these stay out. I'm gonna fold them up for a second. Raise this tower all the way up, raise this one up, raise the car up full tilt and it becomes the center tower. You don't have to have full tilt on. I think it looks a little bit better because it's a little bit wider. You see, it just makes it look a little bit thicker. I'll show you the difference in a second. Unpegged Trypticon's legs. Okay, so then you take the legs, unhinge them, and lock them back in the original position where he was in Dino mode. Then you separate the legs into two pieces, and he has like a little stand under here. You can see it. And I want to comment on that in 1 second as I'm done. All right, because it just folds out and sits there. Now these things are just in the air. He could have used a stand underneath here, a fold-out stand, to hold these sections up to what actually becomes the space bridges. And I'm not exactly sure they do I hinge them all the way up or back, but they sit out to the side like this. You let these platforms down. This comes up. I'm not sure if these go up or down. I'm gonna put them up for right now. These are like helipads. This is some type of bay. I'm gonna leave them down for now. And yeah, this comes back a little bit because these are supposed to be like ramps to the helipad or something. So that goes like this, I believe. These come up, and then the funny thing is they don't lock. So over time, these things are gonna droop down. They're supposed to sit up just like this, but they don't pop into position at all, which is kind of, I think, an oversight. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Got him into his city mode. And if you wanted to, you can extend these. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be, but this is pretty much it. And I actually like it. It's very faithful to the G1. I like both his alt modes and his dinosaur mode over Fortress Maximus. I didn't like pretty much either one of Fortress Maximus alt modes, just his robot mode. And I'm sure Metroplex is superior, but I don't have Metroplex. But here he is. Okay, here are these two, the G1 and the Titans Return Trypticon side by side, so you can see how massive the new one is, or newer one anyway. I'm just late with the review. How they look and compare and scale next to one another. And there's one cool thing that the G1 has that the new one doesn't. And that is the motorized feature minus the sound. The sound is not cool. The radar dish and the Gatling gun rotates on this one. This they didn't work in, and I believe this, I got batteries in it. Well, I guess I don't, battery's dead. So I'm glad I checked the battery because I didn't realize I had the tower on backwards. He has the beacon at the top of the tower that lights up. And this guy has no electronic features, even though Metroplex and Fortress Maximus did. I forgot the lights. But here's how they compare in city mode. Okay, I'm gonna try to get up close and personal in his city mode. Gonna bring it closer and take a look at some of the detail. I meant to go over the detail in his spaceship mode, but I kind of got ahead of myself. I actually stopped and went outside and shoveled the snow is what happened. And then came back in. But anyway, you can see like some cargo bays in here, which really fit in well with the shuttle mode, spaceship mode, whatever it is, battleship station thing. Anyway, just great, gorgeous molding and detail everywhere. He has like this little doorway here where you can take this guy and he can go inside here. If you can get him in without falling down. My fingers are pretty big. And you can get him in there. And he has the little pegs everywhere so you can put the Titan Masters everywhere. It makes me regret not buying all the little Titan Masters that I could find. You know, I just grabbed a few. But man, you can just get these guys everywhere, which I think is so cool. Especially in this mode. And this is meant to be a helipad. that's actually present on the G1. He actually has a few. If I can just squeeze the G1 in one more time, you can see the same pad here next to the little toes for the dinosaur mode, and they duplicated it over here. Okay, while this Trypticon version does come with the full tilt car, and here's the G1 full tilt car. The funny thing is, my son just lost the damn gun that I paid 30 bucks for at a BotCon. I gotta see if I can find that now. I'm kind of sick with it. But here are these two comparison side by side. A lot of similarities going on here. So here are these two guys in their robot mode, and other than the lack of articulation and scale, the biggest difference is this guy is a headmaster slash tight master, where this guy just has the molded in face. Absolutely no paint on this thing, little Decepticon logo and stickers down here to help you understand that these are two different legs. They could at least just split it down the middle. You know, would have killed him, and he has a little bit of arm articulation, but here are the two full tilts side by side. Okay, the biggest thing they're missing is this little tank here from the G1 called Brunt, but maybe we can still get it because they gave us card for Fortress Maximus in another wave, and they gave us 6 guns for Metroplex in another wave, so hopefully we can get this little thing down the line. Well, not so little, it's actually pretty big compared to full tilt here. Okay, I put my figures, my Titan Returns figures onto Trypticon, put together a little battle scene. Some of the guys, see how I look, and I really regret not getting all the Titan Masters, and they had them like on clearance. I got a couple of them. I was like, that's all I really need. But to really make this thing look spectacular with nothing but little Titan Masters on it, so the scale is a little bit better, I really regret not getting all the Titan Masters while they're on sale. Then you could take Bumblebee and watch him come down the ramp if I can get it. So here's Trypticon in full city play mode. Okay, so I got Trypticon back in his dino mode to try to close this thing out. And now that I have full tilt transformed, I'm going to take full tilt's head and plug it into the back of Trypticon's head. Remember which way it goes. And it pops open the little top horn and cannon thing. So, my only complaint about this figure is the joints. He could have had some stronger joints in a lot of places, like the hands. I can build it up and fix it, but I shouldn't have to. The little wrist joints are weak. And also one of his play features, and the chest still doesn't close. There's nothing on it now, and it still won't stay shut. But one of the play features in this mode, he can eat the Titan Masters. They just go down his throat and come out in here, which is open, so they on the slide. But he can eat this little guy. They should have gave him a little silver bolt to go down his throat. But I think that's kind of cool. But as far as holding him in his hand, it's hard for him even to keep a Titan Master in his hands. Well, he's holding that one as soon as I said it. The one in his hand, now he's holding them all. Hilarious. And you can peg it onto his thigh. He has these little pegs everywhere. So I really like this figure, man. And I wish I had got it out earlier. I think Ollie's is sold out now. Well, he was at Ollie's for $49.99, and if you don't have it, I think it's $69.99 on Big Bad. I think Big Bad went and bought all Ollie stock and dropped the prices on the ones they had. So I think on Big Bad Toy Store right now, he's $69.99, a fraction of the price he was, or 1/3 of the price he originally was. And he's a great pickup. I think he's better than Ford Max, and that's saying a lot because he doesn't have the sounds and lights like Fortress Max, which I really wish he had. So I didn't put the stickers on. I'll probably go with Toy Hack stickers. So last but not least, I want to compare these two, the G1 versus the Titans Return version. And the one thing that this thing has over this version is the electronics. If I can get it lined up, which actually still works perfectly fine. If they had found a way to make this guy walk this would be my top 1 or 2 Transformers ever. He already jumped into like my top 10 favorite Transformers. That's including G1 and any Masterpiece and everything. This guy literally jumped into my top 10 of Transformers. So, I am an 80s Transformer fan, and you just watched a toy review where every toy has a story.
Autobots, transform!